What up, though, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Daily Upside. I'm your host, Keenan Rivals. On this channel, we talk about sports cars news, and I bring it to you every day. I do want to go ahead and say this is not financial advice. Don't listen to anything that I say. I'm just telling you guys what I see, what I do, and what I think is favorable. So if you like the advice, do your own research, but always come here to get a little bit of inspiration. Now, jumping into the sports cars world, we're going to look at the NBA news here first. Always look at the NBA news. You got to see what's going on. Obviously, today is a slow day. We got Kevon Looney on the front page. That's never good. We got the next article about DeAndre Hunter, and then we got Nikola Vucevic. I think it's safe to say we can skip the NBA news today. Maybe they're waiting for the trade deadline to kind of get busy, but not a lot going on. So to kind of keep today's episode exciting, we're going to talk about 2022. There's not a lot of NBA news going on, so let's just talk sports cars. Can you make money in the sports cars market in 2022? Yes, you can. I'm just going to jump right out and say it. If you need the too long to read, too long to listen edition, yeah, you can make some money. We see cards go up every day. It's just about what cards go up and what knowledge base you have. Are you looking for quick flips? If that's the case, then maybe this isn't the market. But if you're looking for long-term holds that can appreciate over time, then yes, sports cards are, again, very much like art, where they can go ahead and do that for you. Now, again, this is all about knowledge, so that's what we're going to talk about today. What cards I think people should be looking at, what cards I think people should be holding, and which ones I think will go up over the course of time. So if you're not watching this on YouTube, then I definitely recommend so. I appreciate everybody who watches this on a podcast, but you get the full value here if you check this out on YouTube. So jumping right into it, we're looking at an auction that ended yesterday on PWCC. This is a 2005, 2006. So a third year LeBron James card. Upper Deck Exquisite Limited Logos. BGS 9.5. These are limited to 50. Has a 3-color patch, and it has a really nice autograph. I think these are plays, guys. I'm not saying go buy a $78,000 card. I'll explain. But I think these type of cards are plays. These type of cards are very similar to NFTs, where every limited logo is a limited logo. It's the same. But that patch is what makes it a totally different card. Having that 3-color patch, or having that patch that has the stitch or whatever, that's going to really boost the value of that card, as well as just them being limited, and not all of them are going to be able to be high grades. So yeah, I think these kind of like NFT like sports cards, where they have that emotional attachment, are super, super good buys right now. I think they're really cheap, and I'm not talking about LeBron James here. I'm not talking about this Kobe Bryant one that sold for $114,000. I'm talking about some of the guys that haven't reached stardom yet. So you guys know I love Trae Young, so we'll look at him as the first example. We're looking at his patch autographs. These aren't rookies. These are just like his second year, third year patch autographs. And as you can see, you can get them for really, really cheap. Just recently, a 2020-21 National Treasure of his sold for $2,000. This one was numbered to 10, so that's probably like some special rare edition. We saw a 2019-20 Clutch Factor. I think this is actually his rookie year, sold for $2,000. So some of these cards are going for pretty cheap. We had a 2020 Immaculate go for $1,495. And again, I like Trae Young. You can switch this out with whoever you want. But I think some of those patch autographs from Panini are really, really cheap right now. The thing is going to be figuring out like what set to buy. So if we're looking at Luka, you can kind of see, this is not Luka. That's another Luka. You can kind of see that he has none. I'm looking at these guys. I'm looking at these cards. Maybe it's the Eminence. Maybe it's the Flawless. Maybe it's Panini 1, Immaculate. I don't know which set yet we love from Panini. But, these are the guys that I'm looking at. And if you're not like sold on, these second year cards where you can get some of the rookies still for a pretty cheap amount, I think that the Immaculate, the larger patch ones, the premium ones are a complete steal. I think I saw one of those like earlier in the year. It sold for like $3,000. Where did I see that at? I saw one of those sold for like, here it is, relatively cheap. So we had an Immaculate go for $3,261. And now we're seeing those same cards kind of go for, $5,000 or $4,200. So they're already starting to go up. So I think, buying some of these, this is a 2018-19 National Treasures of Trae Young, the one that's a horizontal. sold for $12,000. I mean, I think that's a steal. I think this flawless is a steal. I think these rookie patch autos of these guys are a steal. Now I know everybody's not like me where they're willing to like bet their money on Trae Young, the 6 foot point guard who's just not that big, So maybe you want to look at some more solidified players. I think their stuff is still really really cheap. In the search bar, for those of you who aren't watching on YouTube, we've typed in Stephen Curry patch auto on eBay. I sorted it by highest priced, and I'm in the completed listings, and we can see like, is this page one? Or did I go through this already? This is page two. I was gonna say. So we can see that some of his cards are starting off at about $15,000, and that's a lot of money. Like $15,000 for a sports cards is definitely up there. But you're getting that flawless, BGS 9. You're getting that National Treasure BGS 9.5. You're getting this vertical flawless for a best offer under 15,000. So you start looking at these and you start seeing for like $10,000, maybe 8,000, you can get a pretty decent Stephen Curry patch autograph. Now, again, the thing that you have to figure out is which one is going to be the exquisite. That's the thing that you have to figure out. So, for me, I'm not. You got this Colossus National Treasure. It's a big patch. It kind of looks like the limited logos. I don't necessarily love this design. But if you're into that, then that might be a good deal. I was looking at Giannis's. I think he's another stud. You can get Giannis stuff for dirt cheap. I mean, his patch autographs aren't even, they're like $2,000. You know what I mean? 1,500. You got some of the better ones going for 3,000. And yeah, this is one that I noticed was the flawless. I think those might have a chance to be like the go-to set. I know flawless isn't sexy right now, but when people start doing the research, they might understand that, okay, flawless is the set that we want. There's also this immaculate that I saw. Just an absolute beautiful card. Like, immaculate's such a good set. Like, look how nice that is. Like, if Giannis goes on to win like 4 MVPs and has a few championships, then like, you don't think that this $3,000 card could potentially hit like LeBron James status or Kobe status or even half of LeBron James status or a fourth? It's going to go up in value if those players perform. So really, really loving that immaculate there. Yeah, just love that. So I think that's one of the ways to make some money is to kind of buy some of these patch autographs of some of the well-known players or the people who you think are going to be the face of the league once, LeBron and maybe Steph Curry leaves. I mean, we're saying Stephen Curry, but you can still get his stuff for cheap. So moving on. We'll move on from there. I really, really love that play. Another auction ended last night, 2018-2019 Prism Gold of Trae Young, PSA 10, number 210. This has a pop-up 4, and it's sold for $180,000 on PWCC. If you guys aren't looking at PWCC, then you definitely should. I mean, so many high-end cards go there. We see a lot of high-end cards just sit on eBay shelves, but on PWCC, they sell. So it really gives you like a different perspective of the market, being able to see like what some sports cards can go for. Just searching through here, we're on page 1. And, we got cards going for $1 million. We got cards going for $300,000. We have cards going for $120,000. I mean, there's that's not $120,000. There's some high-end cards of some of your favorite players. And again, right now, some of these young guys are obtainable. We're looking at a Tom Brady, BGS 10 SP Authentic. Like, Tom Brady screams Stephen Curry to me. Like, when I look at Tom Brady cards and I look at Stephen Curry cards, they're just the same people to me, except Stephen Curry's way cheaper and way cheaper. But, I digress. I'll stop shilling Stephen Curry cards. So, yeah, look at PWCC to kind of understand that some of these cards can go for a high-end amount. So that way, when you go to eBay and you start looking at stuff like this, we have the 2018-19, Trae Young Mosaic Gold autograph. I've showed you this guys before. For $20,000, it's $20,000. Like, you're like, man, that's absurd. That's crazy. I'm not spending $20,000 on a sports card. And then you go over and you look at, his Prism Gold and you see it goes for $180. And then all of a sudden, $20,000 doesn't sound that bad. Now, I do think that's a lot of money for this card. Obviously, Prism has, some affinity to it. People love it. It's no different than National Treasures, where it's going to give you that emotional attack. You're going to have that emotional connection to it. And if you sell that card, you're probably never going to get it back. But when you start playing like the long-term markets and you start thinking, you start saying, okay, well, if the Prism is going to be highly coveted and probably never seen, then that's going to give the Mosaic a lot of value. No different than we see, that with LeBron James's Bowman Chrome or his Topps Pristine. If you see a gold refractor pop up numbered to 50, that card is going to go for a pretty penny, regardless of its set. So I'm thinking the same thing is going to happen once Panini's all said and done. Regardless of the set, if you have a Chrome card numbered to 10 of one of these top players, in my case, that's going to be Trae Young, then it's going to go for a pretty penny. Same thing with the Select here that we see for $35,000. And same thing for this Ja Morant Contenders. I think Contenders is the best set, and from Panini, in my opinion, that's not a patch autograph. So, looking at this at 70,000 seems absurd, but if you got the best set of the top rookie, this autograph's terrible, then that's going to give this some value, and every Ja Morant collector is going to want it. So, again, in this case, you just want to pick the right players. You want to buy their gold refractors, and that goes for their second year, their third year. You just want to own their gold, because people are going to have there's going to be a frenzy for Prism Gold and Panini Gold, because it's so limited. Sets weren't doing 10. Sets are doing 50, so for these to be 10, only 10 people can have these. It's going to be crazy when it's all said and done. So, yeah, definitely looking at these gold cards. You know your guy. You know who you think the top guy is. Go buy his gold card. Last but not least, we're looking at Stephen Curry, because we have to bring Stephen Curry up in every video. We're looking at his 2009, 2010 Topps Chrome Refractor PSA 10 numbered to 500. This just sold yesterday for $228,000. There's a pop of 28 of them. And can we make money in 2022? Yes. Look at this. Somebody made money. This card is up 131%. Remember, this is 2022 is about selling to two people: collectors and fractional investment firms. We're no longer selling to the flipper. The flipper can't typically. The flipper's not going to want to risk, $200,000 on a sports card. So he's out of the picture. So his money's gone. We're focusing on collectors who want high-end, rare, limited, sports cards, or we want fractional investment firms who are looking to liquidate them, fractionally to their community. So you want to buy these high-end, limited cards, because one day they may go for this price point. So the other way to make money is just to look at an educated market versus an uneducated market. The market for the Topps Chrome, they're educated. They know Topps Chrome. They know it as a brand. They know it sells. They know it does well. However, there's a lot of Panini sports cards where people aren't educated on. So looking at Stephen Curry's Contenders, it's probably one of his best rookie autographs outside of the National Treasure. To me, this is his ultimate collection auto. And I think that's how the people are going to start viewing it down the road. There's only 81 of them. It's super limited. There's no reason the Topps Chrome Refractor should be going for that price point, but his Contenders isn't. No different than LeBron James's Topps Chrome Refractor isn't just completely crushing his ultimate collection rookie autograph. So the downfall here is that this one isn't serial numbered, so we don't know how limited it is technically. So maybe Stephen Curry isn't your guy, but maybe you do that with another guy. Maybe you go look at Giannis and you say, okay, the market really understands Giannis's Prism rookie, and they know that it's super limited and super rare. But I think what we saw here, let's see if we can go back to Giannis and find that. Yeah, we saw that his Immaculate rookie is going for $16,000, and it's just okay, the Prism Silver is going for $20,000, which makes sense to some people, but maybe the Immaculate should be a lot more, especially when it's his only second rookie auto patch to his National Treasures. If you got a Giannis National Treasure going for 500, or I don't know what they go for, 16,000 for his next best card seems pretty cheap. So yeah, the other way to make money here is to start just educating yourself, having that conviction, understanding the market, and just knowing that, hey, in the future, people are going to really crave Giannis's cards, and they're gonna want this one. So I'm gonna hold on to it until that becomes a thing. So yeah, that's it for me, guys. Those are my strategies. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm banking on. I'm actually liquidating some of my other assets to pick up a few of these patch autographs or these gold prisms if I can find one of some of my favorite guys. So if I see anything like Steph Curry or Giannis based, those are the kind of the guys that I'm buying. Then I'm definitely going to jump in something like this. So once I get one of those, I'll show you what I pick up. If you haven't already, head over to the highupsideshow.com, sign up for the newsletter, get this video in your inbox every day or every weekday. I take the weekends off. I just had a birthday weekend. It was great. Yeah, that's it for me, guys. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Happy investing.